Alright, so I swapped the 04 GTO's cooling system with 05, 06. That means radiator, fan shroud, hoses. I had a cap off a heater hose for a T-junction. I'll show you that in a second. I'm hoping it warms up a little quicker. Maybe simplifies the system a little bit. Turn the engine on at 5:45. I started getting heat at about 5:50, and this is just idling with the hood open, but that's consistent with how I did it before. It's also a lot colder today. I think right now it's only in the high 20s. Cold front came in. I guess it is January after all, but it was like close to 60 yesterday. So I'll show you the radiator and everything. It looks like I just started to climb slightly. So it took about, let's say, 8 minutes to start to very slightly climb. Usually it's a little bit below the sea. So we'll see how long it takes to get fully warm, maybe by the time I get back in the car. I'm still using this coolant reservoir. I like that it has the coolant sensor. I don't know. I might eventually go to the 05, 06 just to get this thing out of the way, but like I said, I like the coolant sensor under there. I just capped this. It's hard to find a cap that size. At Lowe's or AutoZone, they didn't have them. This is actually a furniture leg protector, basically to protect your floors from a furniture leg. It just happens to be about the same size, and I put a clamp on it. It holds. There's the radiator. Have clearance issues a little bit. We'll see when the thermostat opens if it hasn't already. I was rubbing, and I had to jam the hose up there between the map and the radiator, basically, and I don't think it's going anywhere. It's there pretty tight. I just hope it doesn't put too much pressure on the map, and now put the light on. Okay, won't let me. But I was also, the map is, can't really see it. Let me get a flashlight. The map is kind of close to that pulley turning. It looks probably closer than it is. It's probably, I don't know, centimeter, half a centimeter to a centimeter. So I'll just keep an eye on that as I'm driving around, bumping around. If that's like rubbing a little bit. You can see that was rubbing. I hope not too deep, but now that I tucked it back, hopefully it's okay. I cut some of this because I normally had the map coming up at like a 45-degree angle, but I had to push it down there further because I didn't like how the edge was rubbing on that hose, and this will actually keep the hose away from rubbing. Otherwise, I'd have to take this apart, take the hose off at least, and maybe cut this hose if it continues to rub, maybe get a new hose. It maybe just sticks out too far. I don't know. I have some clearance right now. I got to keep an eye on that too. Here's the radiator. It's just an eBay one. I considered paying $300 or $400 for a cold case or a Mishimoto, and I just decided not to. But yeah, I just have it venting out at the top. I still have the coolant bypass thing going. That's a little stretched. I might have to get a new hose there. You can see how it's not going into the throttle body. It goes under it and right into the engine on the other side of the intake or throttle body. This is temporary. I know it's not rated, this clear hose. This is just the steam one or whatever. And it connects to the reservoir now. That's the only one that does. It seems to work. And it pushes coolant up there. You can see it. It pulls it back down as it gets cold. So, and then this is just the overflow going down. I'm using it as my overflow now. So, we'll see. It's much warmer. We're not totally up to temp. We're about 12 minutes in. Like I said, it is colder too. I got heat after only 5 minutes, which is nice. I think it was like 40 degrees on the other days I was testing this, but imagine it's got to heat up quicker. I don't have the reservoir plumbed into like the heater core hoses anymore like it used to be. I didn't even show you that. That's capped off, but you can use your imagination. Actually, maybe I will show you just because. Oh, now the flash goes on, of course. There's my cap. I turned it upside down. It was facing down because the coolant reservoir hose was coming out of that little furniture stopper, going down below the pulleys and all, and that crossover tube coming up under the water pump and alternator and coming up into that when that was facing down. So I just got a cap I found one at AutoZone that fit perfectly. And that was, I had a hose. I was going to do it the what I thought was a more legitimate way. But it is so terrible back there. The heater hoses, it's the bottom one, of course, which is just, I don't see any way to reach that. It would have been such a bitch. I mean, I don't even know how. I was having my dad help me. We're just like, we're capping this because taking this hose off back there, I would have been next to impossible. And the clamps, of course, are facing like the fender. So how do you, I don't know, maybe I can zoom in. You can see the clamp. How am I supposed to get to that clamp? Like, all these lines are here, like, it's terrible. See what's going on. Oh, so there, yeah, there are those hoses back there on the other side of that AC line. Underneath. How am I supposed to get to that? Even the top one would have been terrible. Look at that clamp facing the fender. I mean, geez, I don't even know. But we might be at full temperature right now. Let's take a look, see how long it took. So we're 15 minutes in, and like I said, it's a cooler day. We're not quite to temp, but I have full heat and everything, so maybe it even won't get to temp in this cold. I don't know without driving around. So it doesn't seem to be really moving right now, but yep, and it's rising a little bit now. Maybe it'll get to temp sitting here idling after, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. But most important thing, I have heat, and I got it after only 5 minutes, which is nice. I think that's a big issue, is that reservoir is plumbed into the heater core hoses. It's constantly, the reservoir is constantly circulating cold water from the reservoir, from the radiator into the res, and then from the res into the heater core hoses. And I think that's what keeps the heat cold for so long. So at least it should warm up quicker. It seems a little stuck here. Maybe this radiator runs a little cooler, and the fact that it's so cold out. I'll just leave this on for a little bit and see if it goes. I'm not gonna continue the video, but yeah, like and subscribe. See you guys.